Good morning. How's it going? All right, so we're going to finish this thing. We're going to finish this this journal. I don't know if it's a journal or a lap book. Yeah, it's a lap book. We're going to finish this guy. Not a ton of stuff left to do. There's, I am going to do a little bit of I'm going to add some paper on the inside of some of these guys, like here and on this maybe, so that this can be used as a writing space. And you could do some collaging and stuff on these pieces too, if you cared to do that. I think I might have done a little bit, but maybe just add a little piece of book page or something like that. And then I also want to add some tabs on some of these things. So what did I do after I hung up last time? I stitched this in. I stitched this envelope in, and I just did it because it kept getting, like, I don't know, I didn't like it moving around, and it was ready to be stitched in. So I just did a 2-hole little pamphlet stitch. It's super easy. I just used threaded my needle with some wax cotton, held it in place. I just did it kind of, it's easy when it's just one thing like this. Use my awl, poked a hole, put the needle in, turned it around, poked another hole, and then just tied it in a knot right there. So this is ready to be stuck down, and I'm just going to use the art glitter glue right along that edge, and that's done. D-U-N, done. Okay, so that's that. And then let's work on this side first. And sorry it took me so long to get back to this, you guys. I had a bunch of stuff going on. I have some digital stuff that I listed with the help of my good friend Tracie in my shop. So there's some I listed the book covers, the ledger covers, and I'm just gonna kind of talk while I'm doing this. It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, I listed the book cover. So there's 2 sets of the ledger book covers, and she did them so nice. Thank you so much, Tracie. You just don't know how much I appreciate your help on that. I need a baby wipe. Yeah, so I have two listings for the book covers, and they look really nice. And she cleaned them up just a little bit, just like, well, took some dates off of one of them. It said 1974 or something. I kind of like that on the little, journals that I made. I liked that, but I thought maybe other people wouldn't. So this is actually packing tape. It's like sticky on one side, and then, it comes in a big roll. I got a roll of it at the thrift store. So I'm trying not to, you know what? I need to put a little something thin, some sort of thin paper. I know that's not going to work over that magnet. I'm just going to use a piece of book page right over that, because this paper tape that I use when I put the magnets on, oh, that looks cool. It's etc. I like that. The paper tape, the glue has a tendency to kind of seep through. So I like to cover it with something. And plus, I don't really like seeing the magnet. Anyway, so yeah, so I have those listed. And then I have a lot of people ask me about the French ledgers. And so I took my favorite one, my favorite French ledger, and it's this one. And I just love these pages. They're just awesome. They're all kinds of different writing and stuff. But anyway, so I picked out like 12 awesome pages out of that and scanned them. And so that's listed also. And then I have a couple other digital ideas that I'm gonna get up here in the next few weeks or whenever Tracie has time to help me. So I'm putting glue on the back of this, but sometimes you could just, like, if you have this tape, or if you ever find that tape, you can just wet it like with a baby wipe or something, and it sticks pretty well. So yeah, so this is just area that I feel like, you know, people could write on. I'm gonna add something here too. This is just like some, it's similar to that straw paper that Rachel has in her shop, Roxy Creations. It's very similar to that. But it's, I don't know, it's weird. It has like a real smooth texture on one side, and then it's rougher on the other side. So, but it's nice for writing on the smooth side. Okay, so that's that one. And then this side, I'm going to use a little bit of this. This is actually like washi tape, and people have told me that they found this on AliExpress and stuff like that. So it's out there. Just Google or search for you know, grid paper washi. So I'm making the washi tape go over the magnet on this side, so that I'm not worried about that. I do want to put something over this. Well, I'm going to cover that anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. Let's find a piece of ledger that I think you could write on. So this is actually a pocket, so I don't want to cover that up. And what else is going on? Oh, so I reorganized my desk, just my desk, and I'm pretty happy with it. I like it. And I will make a short video to show you guys what I did with just my desk area. And I realized that I feel like I'm pretty happy with what's behind me there. And, you know, I mean, it doesn't bother me that much that I stack things up. But, you know, when I'm in between projects, sometimes that gets to be a little much. And I realized that all I really needed to do back there was just put stuff away. Okay, so I think, yeah, I do want to cover these magnets. I'm just going to use this little piece of dictionary paper. Cover that. And then I'm going to do something else on here. Let's see. Hold the phone. Well, let's use some of this again. See, like, you can just wet this with a really damp baby wipe, and it sticks. It's very sticky, actually. And then let's use another little bit of this stuff. And this is just, you know, I'm not trying to cover every single bit of that because, you know, I like seeing that book paper coming through, you know. So that, and then, yeah, I need to cover that. So let's just put a little piece of ledger paper on there. Cover the magnet. Okay. And I think I'm just going to leave that. I sort of like it just like that. And that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. So then we just need to do some tabs just to make it, you know, nice to open these little flaps and stuff. So I've got a box of, these are all different tabs that I've cut out on my Scan and Cut. I used to have these in my shop, but I don't know. I just had a hard time keeping up with it, so I decided, nah, I'm not doing that anymore. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, so I have a bunch of different tabs that I cut out with the Scan and Cut, and then I just keep them in this little box. So, you know, most people are going to grab this like at the bottom to open it. So I think that's where I want to put my tab. And if you wanted, you know, you could add an eyelet in that tab and, you know, maybe add a little charm on there or something. And then let's put another one here. I need to put a small one because I don't want it to, I don't want it to hit that where it bends. So I'm just going to use a really small tab. And you could use a piece of fabric too as a tab. I think I might do that over here. Just use a little tiny piece of fabric. So I want this to be pretty narrow. Like I don't want it to stick out very much at all because it still needs to fold up, right? Okay, so that's that and that. And then over here, let's see. This is that same, I think this is linen. It was a, whoops, wrong scissors. It was a tablecloth. And I'm really sorry. I keep saying I'm sorry and sorry. Oh my God, this is so funny, you guys. I have to tell you this really quick. So my son, Alex, who has been helping me with shipping and stuff like that, he used to be a barista. And so this lady one time, and we joke about this all the time. And it's like a kind of an inside family joke kind of thing. Anyway, so this lady was ordering her coffee, and she ordered it with soy milk. And when he made the coffee, he forgot that it was supposed to be soy milk. And so when he gave it to her, she tasted it and she goes, "Is this soy?" And he goes, "Oh, no, so sorry, soy. Yeah, so sorry, soy." So that's our little joke. It's just funny. So sorry, soy. Anyway, so what was I talking about? I don't remember. I don't remember. I'm feeling goofy today. I'm just going to do another piece of fabric on there. Another little piece. And actually putting a fabric tab right here would be a good idea since, you know, maybe it would actually have to bend a little bit. So I want to put one here so it won't affect that. And actually, no, I don't want to do a fabric one on there. Change my mind. So I'm going to do this one. I wish one of you guys were here to tell me to remind me what I was talking about because I can't remember. But that was so funny. We still laugh about it. You know how there's just those little things in your family, like those little things that someone said one time at a party or whatever, or on a road trip or something like that. Like one time when and my mom still cracks up laughing when she says this, but my brother one time when we were driving from Oregon down to California, it was pouring down rain, and he goes, "Boy, you sure can't tell it's raining." My mom still laughs about that. Not as much as she laughs about the time that I fell in the snow in the front of the house when I was on my way out to work. I fell and spilled my coffee all over me and stuff. And the school bus was driving by right when I fell. And so the bus full of like third graders, you know, grade schoolers. And so the bus driver stops, and mind you, it was like muddy and like leaves and stuff all over the ground, and snowy. And so the bus driver stops and he opens the door and he's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And like all of the, you know, grade school kids were like looking out the window and stuff at me. Anyways, when I went back in the house, my mom was just like floored. She just thought it was super funny because I was covered in mud and leaves and coffee, and I was super mad. And then I was late for work and everything. Anyway, okay. So I got the tabs on there. See, I think that looks cute. Don't really, I don't know, don't really need one on this side, I guess. Anyway, so that's that. Now let's do, we're going to put a pocket on the front of this too. But let's do the eyelets for the elastic. Get my crocodile. So to do the elastic, the way I did it on these, you might need a big bite, because I need to put an eyelet, 2 eyelets right here. And this doesn't really reach up there. So that might be an issue for some people. There are, you know, there's other ways that you could do your closure. You know, you could just maybe tie a piece of sari or something onto this and then just wrap it around. But anyway, I'm going to use the big bite to put some eyelets right there. Okay, so this little area right here in between the edge of this, the main envelope and the little side envelope, there should be a little 1/8 inch gap or so. And so I'm just going to punch 2 holes, one pretty close to the edge, and then another one right above it. Okay, so 2 holes there. Turn it around and then do the same thing on the top. And you want them pretty close together. Be sure they're not, you know, be sure you're not cutting into, whoops, cutting into one when you cut the second one or punch the second one. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Okay, so 2 holes there. And I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. The lighting was so bad on that last video. And I honestly, like, I didn't even notice it until, because I don't like watch the whole entire video before I post it. And I thought it was fine. Because like it was fine up until like the right in the middle. Anyway, it was that black sweater I had on. It's the white balance on my camera. It's like this auto white balance feature, you know. Anyway, I'll be glad when summer's here because lighting is a little bit easier. All right, so got my holes in, and then I'm going to turn this over and put an eyelet in. These are the small, like 1/8 inch ones. Hold on. Let me squish that one first. This hole didn't go all the way through. There we go. Through the fabric. There we go. So you can see these are really close together, and that's okay. This is where we're going to put the little journal. I'm almost out of these. I can't believe it. I've gone through 4 boxes of these little tiny eyelets. I bought 4 boxes of them, and there's 600 in a box. I can't believe they're almost gone. And I don't think it was that long ago, but I do use a lot of eyelets. I use them all the time. I love them. See, and then I accidentally lock that thing all the time. All right, so I'm putting these on through the outside of the cover, right? Not on the inside. Okay, so there's the eyelets. And then I want to punch 2 holes for my elastic closure right there. Okay, so I'm going to the 1/8 inch hole punch, and I'm just eyeballing these. So I'm going to do 1 and then go up about 1/8 of an inch and 2. Okay, and got to change this. So this I'm switching to, the bottom is 4 and the top is, what is it, A? What is that? You know, they could make it so you could actually see it. I don't know. It's just the smaller one of the two little prong parts. Okay. So that one, I'm going to put this one in here and hope that it just stays, because that's what I usually do and it works. Okay. Oops. Squish that one. Squish that one. Okay, so I squished both of those. And then we can put in our elastic. So when I did the little envelope packs for this, I also included elastic for you, enough for 1 journal. Okay, not, so I'm measuring twice that length, okay? And so I'm just doing both at the same time, okay? So when I thread this in, I'm going to go on the inside of the journal. I'm going to go through the top hole and then back up through the next hole, and then down through the top hole that's on the bottom, and then back up through the very bottom hole. Okay, so you wind up with just those 2 little loops on the outside. Okay, and you want to tie this securely. It doesn't have to be, oh my god, my stupid fat fingers. Okay, doesn't have to be super tight. You're just holding in a little journal, right? Oh my god, you guys. I think I usually cut these a little longer. Okay, so there's that one. Let me do the other one. I wish I could remember what I was talking about. I know it was important. Remind me in the comments, and if it was, I'll reply. There we go. Okay. All right, so those are in, and I'm cutting the tails off just a little bit. Elastic doesn't generally come untied. I think there's like enough friction or something that keeps it grabbed on, so it doesn't usually come untied. Okay, so that's for the journal insert, and then we're going to do one for the closure. So I'm going to go around the journal and give myself a little more room for tying. Okay, so then from the inside, I'm going to thread through the top hole and then through the bottom hole. Okay. So it just goes like that, and there's a little loop right there. And then just tie this. I guess I didn't need to leave myself extra space on the outside. I don't know what I was talking about. Okay. It's much easier. Okay. So that's the closure and the elastic for the inserts. Okay. So you could hang like charms or something on this if you wanted to, or whatever. I did an eyelet here and added a little charm. So you could do that. Just make sure you open this up first. Put a little eyelet right there. Maybe add a jump ring and then put a charm in there. You could add eyelets onto these tabs and stuff too. You know, you could really kind of do these up if you wanted to. So then for the front pocket, you could use another library pocket if you wanted to, right here on the front, which would be like the easiest thing to do, I think. Or you could use another one of these little envelopes if you purchased those, or one of the bigger ones, you know, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to use a piece of scrapbook paper and an image and a little bit of this ledger paper, I think, and just kind of layer it in there. Maybe a little bit of book paper. Epidemic, that's perfect. Yeah. All right, so just, and I already cut this piece of paper to a size that I wanted, you know, so it'll fit on there. I'm not going to make epidemic be the word on the top there. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to glue this image down onto that too. I would probably like to stitch around the edge of this too. Make that kind of go to the side a little bit. I might like to stitch around that image or even around the outside of the pocket, but I'm not going to do that right now. So then I am going to try to get this all done. Yeah, I have rearranged my desk, and like I said, I'm pretty happy with it. Oops, I wanted a bigger punch. Okay. So I'm just going to punch out a notch to say this is a pocket. Make it easier to grab stuff out of it. And then just glue this down on 3 sides. Okay. So I do want to stitch around the outside of this. So, you know, just know that that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to glue it right there. And then you can stick a tag in sideways. Okay. So that's that. And then as far as the little booklet or journal insert or whatever, I just had some scrapbook paper that was left over from a project, and I had made some extra pocket pages, and that happened to be the right size. So it's a little bit tall, so I'm going to have to trim it, but just a second. All right. So you want to make sure that you don't make your insert much taller than where the inside eyelets are. Like, it can be a little bigger. It can be a little bit bigger than that, because you've got the other ones. But really, I use those eyelets as my guide for how long I want the journal to be, or how tall, I mean. So I'm saying 5 1/8 of an inch is my height. And of course, 5 1/8 of an inch is hard to measure on this thing. Okay, there we go. Okay. So this is just a piece of scrapbook paper that it was pocket pages in those ledger journals. So I'm just going to leave those like that, just because the width was right. The width was right for this. So yeah, so that worked out pretty well. So that gives you 2 more pockets on the inside of the journal too. Oh, and then I pulled out just a bunch of other papers. So this is a, blank paper from a book. Just some other papers. Okay, just I'm not going to say these are scraps, because they're not. They're pages that I pulled for some journals that I'm working on. But yeah, so just random papers, okay, that you would use in a junk journal. Let me set that down for a second. So I'm wondering if maybe I'm going to cut these, I think, right there. Give myself, you'll see what I'm talking about. So these are folded in half already, because they're going to be pages in those journals. But rather than, I don't want to waste a bunch of paper by cutting them down to the right size for this. So I'm just cutting off the fold. Okay, so that gives me some pages. See, like, I don't want to cut this down to the size that this is, because that would be wasting quite a bit of paper, I think. So I'm just cutting off the fold. Some onion skin. And this one, I think I can just fold in. So my width on this is about, what was the width? Sorry, guys. I know I've got crap everywhere now. It's about 4 1/4 inches. So we'll say 8 inches is a good width for our paper. All right. And then 5 1/4 was the height. I just want to make some of the pages the right height for the journal. I don't want them all to be shorter. Go 8 inches. Sorry, I was trying to, I thought this was folded in half, but it's not. Okay, and then I have a couple pieces of pretty sturdy ledger paper that I can use folded. So I'm going to cut off the fold on that. And then, oh my God, what was the height? 5 inches. Okay, 5 1/4. All right. Okay, so there's pages. This is like the simplest part of this whole process, this whole thing, I think, right? You're just making a little journal Just a little simple journal. I made these all with two inserts because you could put one on each side. You could use one as like a planner, and then one as a, what did I did not cut this the right length. I had not cut that the right height. All I did was cut the width. Anyway. And you could use the other side as a journal. That's what I think. If I was a journaler, I bought myself a planner last year that I was supposed to start using, and I didn't. Okay, I'm not going to use those. I'm going to use that. So this is way too many pages for one cover, but I think I'm going to make another one because I have another one of those little pocket pages that was left over from a previous project. So I'll probably put two of these together for this guy. And then I'm just going to sort this into two piles. And then stack them up however you want. And then here's my cover. So I know that they're, at least some of them are the same height as the journal. So I will stitch this down on the sewing machine. And some of these pages that are too wide, I can either trim them off or fold them in. I prefer folding them in because I think that adds some interest. So there's about 10 pieces of paper in there. Okay. And then I'm going to run this through the sewing machine with a really long straight stitch. Not too fast. You want to, you know, kind of slow and steady to get through that with your machine. And yeah, and then this is our insert. So I put it through the longer of the two pieces of elastic, and you don't even really have to stitch it anyways. I mean, you could just put it in like that, and then all your pages are, you know, you could move the pages around too, kind of like a flowish sort of style book, you know. So yeah, so that's basically it. And as far as tags and stuff, you know, I mean, you could do anything with tags. Just stuff it with little bits that, you know, fit in the pockets. So that's how she goes. Okay, I don't want to get the sewing machine out and, you know, do all of that right at the moment because I wanted to just basically go through the remainder of this. I left the back of it just like that, which, because I think it looks nice. And then, yeah, and there's plenty of room in there. And as this gets used, it'll, you know, soften up and get more pliable. So, all right, you guys. So there we go. We finished it. We did it. And sorry it took so long. And I probably could have done this whole thing in one video, but I felt like it was easier for people to fit it in to their schedule in smaller, shorter videos. So anywho, but yeah, go check out those the book covers, the ledger covers that I just got listed in my shop. And hang on a second. So yeah, so these covers, there's 8 different ones altogether, and then in 2 sets. Okay, so this isn't all of them, but yeah, but that's what they look like. Okay, all right, you guys, I love you. Take care, and I will be back sooner than later. Okay, bye for now. And thanks for watching.